It doesn't matter where you come from or who your past is or how smart you are. You could be smart in different areas. It doesn't have to be reading. It doesn't have to be writing. It doesn't have to be any of that. As long as you know what your flaws are, you fix them and you create something better for yourself, even though you still struggle with those things daily.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Dr. Crockett Show. I'm your host, Dr. Susan Crockett, a board-certified OBGYN in San Antonio, Texas. And I am so glad to welcome my very special guest today. This is Gaby Oliva. Welcome, Gabby.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Y'all are going to love this show. Gabby is an entrepreneur and a woman after my own heart. She has a women's product line, and we're going to tell you all about it. It's called Natural Remedies 2022. Her website is naturalremedies2022.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we brought her on the show is, y'all know, if you've watched me at all, if you don't, then welcome. We're going to give you the short version, the Cliff Notes version really quickly. Our show is all about going where the scalpel doesn't reach. So even though I'm a robotic surgeon at the peak of my game right now, I do women's surgery. This show is about bringing the conversations about wellness from the office to you through the show. And so we're all about going whole food, plant-based, talking about natural things, getting rid of toxins and all of that. And this is where Gabby comes in because she has made some incredible products and has an incredible story about entrepreneurialism that is going to lift you up as a woman. And even if you're a man listening, you're going to be so inspired by her story today. We are going to talk about how growth happens and accepting change as we go through growth. And we're going to do it around the story of her product line. So y'all stay tuned. It's going to be a good show. So Gabby, tell me a little bit about what you brought today and what's going on with this?
Well, Dr. Crockett, thank you for having me. This is Natural Remedies. Natural Remedies is an all-natural apothecary line. I started back in 2022. I started with one product, and now I have 11.
What?
11.
Wait, where are the rest of them?
I have them, but they're not shown right here. These are the main ones.
So they have to, this is a teaser. They have to go to the website to see 11.
Yeah, they have to go to the website.
Okay, but the one product that started it all, you've got an incredible story about that. Tell us about how this all came to be.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's get real.
So this is the main product.
Okay.
The hyperpigmentation cream. This is an all-natural deodorant that clears pigmentation all over the body.
That is amazing.
But it's a really deodorant too, though.
And it has no additives, no preservatives, no aluminum
Absolutely not.
Wow.
4 ingredients. That's it.
What are the 4 ingredients?
It's arrowroot powder, baking soda, coconut oil, and frankincense oil.
Frankincense. Wow.
Frankincense oil is one of the best oils in the world. It was given to Jesus by the 3 wise men.
I remember that.
If Jesus uses it, I'm going to use it too. So my story.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, back in 2022, because that's when I started the business, I used a store-bought deodorant.
And we all had, forever. That's just what we were raised on, right?
Yeah. My mom uses it. I use it. So I just continued using it. So I bought this store-bought deodorant, and I developed an ugly rash, like a really bad rash.
Under your arms.
I started Googling. I went to this deep black hole, and I found out that I'm having a chemical burn.
Wow.
So I'm realizing, okay, what kind of chemicals, right? So I looked back at the ingredients of the deodorant that I bought, and I'm reading all these things I don't even understand. And I'm Googling what this word means and what does it have and contains. And I'm just I'm sinking into a deeper hole and I'm freaking out.
Oh, no.
Right? So mind you, at that time, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money to go to a dermatologist to go get myself checked.
Wow.
And I needed to buy another deodorant. And at the time, Dr. Crockett, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money to buy another deodorant. Whatever I had was what I had.
And you just had to deal with it.
I just had to deal with it.
And even 2 years ago, there weren't that many other natural choices available, and not anywhere near as what there is available today. And it's still kind of hard to find. So,
yeah. So
what happened?
I went on YouTube. I decided to like look up natural deodorants, and I did all these research. The one were telling me to make one with cornstarch, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to use cornstarch underneath my armpit. So I did an alternative, which is arrowroot powder. I made this all natural deodorant because at that point I didn't have any money for a deodorant.
You're like, I'm just going to use what I can get in the kitchen.
Yes, and everything I had was in the kitchen. So I whipped up my deodorant and I started using it as a deodorant. But mind you, I'm still dealing with this rash underneath my armpit.
Like, can I just interject and say, as a gynecologist, this is something that a lot of women deal with. So we see rash under the armpits, some from a contact dermatitis or chemical reaction like you had. Some is associated with different medical conditions like diabetes or acanthosis nigricans or the hidradenitis. Some women get those infected acne underneath there. So this is not just something that affects a few women. This is a very broad topic, a very broad problem. So you looked at it and you were like, I got to do something. I'm a little desperate.
Yeah. And not only that, I'm already insecure.
You?
Yes. I was already insecure because I already had pigmentation on my armpits.
Right.
I already had low self-esteem about my skin.
That's what we do.
You know, yeah. I'm already low in my life because I was already going through postpartum. Oh. You know, and then I get this rash. And then I have dark armpits. And I'm just at the point like, what can I do? Right? So I'm putting on this deodorant that I made. And little do I know that my armpit is clearing up. The rash is going away.
So not only did it work to like give you the smell protection that you needed, but you noticed that all of a sudden the rash is going away.
Yeah, the rashes went away. And then like within 2 weeks, I see the pigmentation on my armpits that I've had for years, my entire life, go away too.
So I think this is really fascinating. And as a medical doctor who's interested in clean eating and reducing all the chemicals and, like you said, all the words that you can't pronounce, we're trying to get people to pay attention to not eating those things that have those foods in it. But I think there's maybe two different things going on here. Just one is you're removing things that may be causing the reaction in your skin. So you're removing the ingredients that may be irritating. But the other thing is you're feeding your skin whole food, plant-based.
I know, right? At the same time.
Which is allowing your body to heal. And some of those we talked about this on the show, I think way back with Dr. Malloy. You'll need to go back and look at some of the talks that we did with him. But in those conversations, we talked about how plants have just a plethora of chemicals in them that are helpful to us. Like they're medicines, but not just one medicine. Every plant has their own unique blend of all these medicines in them. And we haven't even begun to scratch the surface about how they're good for us. So this is not like stunning to me that you would have found this in a plant-based product. I think that's really exciting too, though, especially given what you're going through, you know, with the not feeling and being down in the dumps and then trying to figure out a way. And then all of a sudden, not only does it make you smell good, but it's starting to reduce because you didn't expect it to make the pigmentation go away.
No, that was not what I was wanting, you know, because I wasn't even worried about it anymore because I thought that was my life.
Yeah.
So I made this deodorant and at the same time, it started clearing up.
Amazing.
And it cleared up my rash and it cleared up my armpits at the same time.
That's crazy.
Like, that's impressive to me.
Yeah, me
too. And I was like, these natural ingredients did this for me. I need to show the world. I need to let someone know about this because this is unbelievable. Because I know a lot of people suffer with pigmentation their entire life.
Yeah.
And spend a lot of money on bleaching or whatever the case is, what they're looking for, when there could be something all natural that could possibly help them.
Yep. That's a big message.
Yeah. So I started with the natural deodorant and it cleared up my armpits.
Yeah.
And then I made a video about it.
You did? On YouTube?
On TikTok.
On TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Isn't that amazing?
So I knew that this product was so good. I believed it in me. You know, I believed it.
Wait. That's huge, what you just said. That you believed in you.
Yeah, I believed in me.
Yeah.
For the first time in a very long time, I believed in me because at that point in my life when all of this was happening, I was already sad. I was already depressed. I was already going through stuff in my life, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have this rash. Oh my gosh, I have dark armpits. What is my husband going to think of me? And giving all these things that what are people going to think about me? Or just giving myself that ugliness of insecurities, but I'm doing this to myself, right? But at that moment when I knew that this changed me, changed my armpit, I was like, it has to be shared. Wellness has to be shared. Mm-hmm. So I made a video on TikTok. Mind you, Dr. Crockett, I had no money. No money.
You know what? I think that's really an important point here, because so many women who could be bringing forth their own ideas think that it has to be, you have to spend a whole lot of money on it, or it has to be like just right to be effective. Mm-hmm. But you're proving all you needed was a camera and access to the internet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you again, I had no money, maybe in the negatives, right?
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, let's just be honest. Like, I had no money. And I made this video. And mind you, the quality of the video, looking back now, it was not the best quality, but it shows me my growth, right? So I'm making this video and I'm telling these girls, and it was like 9:30, because I could tell by the time of when I made that video, it was like around 9:30. I was already about to go to bed. And I made this video and I was just like, look, ladies, this deodorant that I'm making helped me clear my armpits. I know that some of you may have insecurities about your armpits and inner thighs, or anywhere you have pigmentation. I have something that could possibly help you, and it's all natural, and just being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And talking about my insecurities and showing them my armpits and where I had pigmentation.
You actually put your own armpits there.
Yeah.
Talk about authenticity and vulnerability. Like, that's not the faking it, making it, look how great I am. That is the, like, I am down in the ditches, clawing and scratching, and look at where I am and what I'm working on. This is me.
I'm telling you, when before and after my pigmentation, I would always wear little jackets.
Yeah.
I would always turn off the lights during intimacy because I never wanted my husband to see me down there because I was insecure.
Wow.
I would never put my hair in a ponytail because I was worried about what my people thought about my neck.
Wow.
Okay. I did go to dermatologists and doctors, and they said it was an insulin resistant problem, where if my family has it, I have it.
Yep.
I didn't want to be a statistic. I wanted to change something.
Yeah.
I wanted something more for myself. So within reaching that, I had to go through something in my life to build that fire in me, to show others that there is something out there that's natural that helped me.
So
right?
the point at which you were kind of desperate where this came about was what drove you to be like, okay, I'm brave enough to make the change and think that I could do something. That's what gave you the courage to get on the TikTok?
Well, yes, because I know that there's millions and millions of people that suffer from this.
Yeah, this is me saying the TikTok like I'm older.
It's TikTok. It's just TikTok.
It's just TikTok. And that's what gave you the courage. So you made that video.
So I made the video and I was like, look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the money. I'm telling this in my video. I don't have the money to make this for you. But if you go here and you pay here, give me 8 to 9 days.
So you asked them to prepay for the order. Yeah.
Telling them I didn't have any money, telling them I didn't have another product, and to give me 8 to 9 days to make it for you as a pre-order.
Wow.
Fell asleep. I woke up to 1,000 orders.
Oh my gosh.
1,000
Gabby, that
orders.
like brings tears to my eyes that they trusted you, but then you also followed through with it.
Of course, yeah, of course.
But 1,000 orders overnight. So you basically crowdfunded the start of your business with your authenticity and a product that you believed in and that people bought into also.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but like you said, the authenticity was outreaching. Because I think they understood me from a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, man, this woman probably does have something good, but she doesn't have the funds to make this. And I was there. That was me. But I truly believed in it.
So I think this is really interesting because if you look at kind of how traditional capitalization of businesses happen, that's what people used to do, they would go to the bank and say, hey, I have this business idea. I have this plan. Will you lend me some money for it? And banks often made those decisions, not so much today. Now it's more algorithmic about how much money you have and blah, 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 but still some.
And still want a half or cut.
Yeah, still. Well, I mean, banks, yeah, they have to make their business too, but they do want their cut. But what you did is similar to how the banks used to function, which was more on a personal level. I think there used to be more of that. Here, I have an idea. Do you believe in it? And it was a personal relationship with your banker. I think you did that with the crowdfunding. And so tell me what happened after you got those 1,000 orders. First of all, holy smokes, waking up like that. You're making my eyes water that was such a response of outpouring of love and support from people.
That morning, I think I woke up late too. So I woke up and I was just like, what's going on?
And how in the world do you fill 1,000 orders now? Because you're just making this in your kitchen, right?
Yeah, I'm making this in my kitchen. I only made it for me. I never made it for anybody else.
Wow. So how'd you handle that?
So I reached out to bulk buyers. The only place that I could find organic arrowroot powder was on Amazon. I bought from them by the pounds. And then I went to like this other company that does container and packaging. I love them. Thank you, Joseph. He's my broker now for my business.
Cool.
He supplied me with some samples and that helped me, to start up my business because he too believed in me.
Yeah.
And I went from there and I started cooking it. I'm not cooking it, but making it, making it. I'm whipping it in the kitchen with arrowroot powder all over my face, and my husband comes in like, what's going on? He's like, Ben, this is happening. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This and that's a blessing, Gabby. Oh my gosh. Like, I know we can, like,
wow.
This is the start, and from there, it grew from there. And I had this fire inside me that I just couldn't stop. So then people were getting their products already for their first order. Yeah. And then guess what?
Something bad happened.
Yes.
I can tell.
Yes.
Because you know what? That's really common in business. It's not easy. It's not just a Cinderella story, right?
No, I wish it was.
What happened?
So I started using glass containers, right, to send the product out for the deodorant, which is this one.
Yeah.
I started using glass. Well, due to this heat and the post office not taking care of them, they were just throwing them.
They broke.
Yeah, they broke. Like half of them. Half of those orders broke.
Wow.
Half of those orders broke. So,
wow.
As a business owner, you have to accept it. It was not fun. It sucked.
You have to fix it. How did you not go bankrupt?
Well, because I have profit margins, so there was a good profit margin of what I was already selling. And because you buy in bulk more, you get to have more of that profit margins. But I use those profit margins to help me in errors or mess ups,
So smart.
So it helped.
Right. So you knew enough to not just barely make it by. So a lot of times when I see young entrepreneurs, I see them just barely putting their price point above their cost with a very small profit margin. So you were smart enough to be able to figure out a profit margin that fell within the range of what your consumer would buy, but still gave you that
leverage too. If there was anything that was going to happen or in between the product, it would still cover the product.
How did you know to set your price point there?
So this product right here, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. It's $35 retail price.
Okay.
I make it for $6.
How did you know to set it at the $35? Why didn't you try to sell it at $12?
So the thing is that we need to do time, right? How long it takes me to make, each container, the container costs 35 cents. This lid itself costs 45 cents. This induction seal that it comes with is another 35 cents, right? So everything has a price, right? Plus the sticker, and the sticker is more expensive than anything. It's like 50 cents.
Okay.
So then we got to do time, right? And then we talk about, the difference, the quality that we're using. We're not using just any arrowroot powder. We're using organic arrowroot powder.
So you're spending money on your products and you're calculating in your time.
Yes.
But I'm more curious about how did you pick that price point? Did you compare other products? Did you have somebody advise you? Because
I had no advisement.
I wouldn't
whatsoever.
have known to do that. I would have probably said double it and that sounds good to me. How did you know to do that?
I don't know, Dr. Crockett, to be honest. Really I think it's more of the I'm trying to value my worth. Okay.
That's huge.
I want to value my worth. You could buy a deodorant that's $7 that has chemicals in it, but yet again, you could get an all-natural deodorant that this will last you 6 months or 3 months, and it's all natural.
But that's the other part, is you're knowing your value.
Yeah.
Check you out.
Thank you.
How did you get to there? How did you get to knowing your own value? Were you always like this?
No, most definitely not.
No.
It takes a lot, and I always cry about this, but I don't think we know our value until we hit a certain point in our life to realize it.
Yeah. I agree.
I suffered with a lot of things in my life that made me better for the person that I am now. I always had a fire in me. I was always a good seller. I always wanted more, but I didn't know what it was for me.
Yeah.
I know that I'll be working the 9-to-5 job, and I always wanted more. I was always thinking about concoctions or ideas or these other things, and sitting down working for the doctor's office, but I always wanted more. And I think I knew my worth when this happened, the all-natural deodorant.
You had some validation happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of issues in my life still to this day that I still deal with every single day. I suffer from dyslexia. I'm not a really good reader, and I'm embarrassed to say that. And it affected me in my life.
But look at what you're doing now.
I know.
That's so inspiring. It's astonishing. So while you speak so eloquently now, you speak with such intention. Like, how did you make that transformation? How did you change and grow from somebody that was, insecure? You know what? It makes me think of like your armpit story and the story of your dyslexia and reading are kind of similar, right? Like you were down about yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it was just causing more problems.
And so how did you overcome that?
It's knowing your worth, right? So dealing with dyslexia, not able to read, write, or pronounce words. Like you could hear me now. I can't pronounce a lot of words, but
I can't hear anything.
Thanks. But
You're doing great.
It's literally taking a step back and realizing what my flaws are and really accepting it. Like, I have dyslexia. I cannot pronounce words right.
Wow.
I can't read right. And those are hard words to say as a woman, right?
Yeah.
Because we want better for ourselves and our children. And it's more of the fact that, like, it's just being honest.
And once you did that.
And once I did that, I fixed it. I started reading more. I started reading things not about dyslexia, but things about that I love.
That's so cool.
That helped me.
Yeah.
With my reading more. With my pronunciation and the way that I talk. I take a step back and I don't talk just to talk anymore.
No.
Or say things that just come out of my mouth.
No, you carry yourself very well and your speech is very intentional.
Thank you. Yes. And that's something too. I don't speak just to speak. I speak with intentions to either heal, touch, show affection, and I think that's led me to where I'm at now. And it's led me to a really good business because it shows authenticity. It shows that, hey, it doesn't matter where you come from or who your past is or how smart you are. You could be smart in different areas. It doesn't have to be reading. It doesn't have to be writing. Yep. It doesn't have to be any of that. As long as you know what your flaws are, you fix them and you create something better for yourself, even though you still struggle with those things daily, you know? So, that I thank you for that comment, but I do struggle every single day. And when I do talk, I take my time with talking and I talk with intention, not just to talk.
I think that's so inspirational. I really appreciate you coming on the show today. This has just been like a beautiful segment. I thought I was having somebody come on to talk about the natural products, which, I mean, I love talking about those things. And I love the time that you've put into creating a quality product. We were kind of talking about that downstairs before the show when we were eating about how I had the ranch dressing that is the vegan ranch mix ready to go, and I'd forgotten it, and that it didn't take me that much long to have the intention to eat the way I want to eat with intention to just do it. But I think it's similar to you having the thought about the intention about your speech and just slowing down and focusing on it. I think as we, especially as women, but men too, but as we look at our lives and where we want to go and where we want to be, the advice that you're bringing today and the example that you bring is so far above and beyond what I expected to find on the show today. And I'm super grateful that you came to be on the Dr. Crockett Show. I hope you'll continue to have success and incredible growth in your business. And if y'all want to find Gabby, you can go to naturalremedies2022.com. And here's to being authentic and intentional and moving forward.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Dr. Crockett. I really appreciate it.
Great job. See y'all. We'll see you next week on the Dr. Crockett Show. I love y'all. Bye. Bye. Y'all like, subscribe, and all the things. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.